Good evening, boys. I hope you are well, and I hope you're recovered up from the weekend's fantastic football. We're going to go through the highlights from the game, the weekend, and then give a little bit of a last 5 minutes of the game if we've got chance, to really help for you to visualise some of the things that we need to recognise in those last 5 minutes of the game. How do we stay calm? How do we continue to play our game, but how do we also not invite that pressure on, but also being a little bit more conservative? So without further ado, I'm going to start playing the clips, and then we'll start to highlight some of the pieces, some of the pictures that we've been working on. So out of possession here, I just want to highlight this. So the first thing here is, Jack, just look at your distance between your teammates here. We need to be making sure that we're going as a unit. And actually, as we learn throughout the game, we want them to come to us. So actually, we don't mind them being in this space on the pitch. We don't mind them being here. What we want to try and force them to do is to play here or here. We're really compact in the middle, so we're stopping that ball from playing through, which is fantastic. But what we need to make sure is that you're not going alone. Yeah, and look at that space in the middle there that we're sort of vacating because you're sort of going or being a loner, as we said in the game on the sidelines. So keep that compact. Now your position right there is really good because you're stopping the switch. Just look how this picture changes and how actually maybe Harrison should be higher. Jamie is probably about right. So the idea here is to stop the switch, stop the ball from going over to the other side. Oh gosh, I'll get this right in a minute. How can we stop that ball from going over and them breaking the lines through playing around us? So could you be a little bit touch tight here? Harrison probably stopping the ball going into this bloke instead of Jack being that blocker. And Jamie, you're in a great position because of course we want them to play down the line. So we're actually inviting this player to play down into this space here, aren't we? So that's a really good picture from us, and we know that Leo would be aggressive on the press if the ball did come down there. But what happens is, and this is a trend during the game, is they try and attack down on the left hand side. So whilst they're more comfortable playing their right, they attacked, and they actually got a lot of success from playing down the left. So now we've got another chance at this, and you nail it. So if you look at our positions now, Jamie's higher, Harrison's covering the lower player here. So Harrison's covering this one, Jamie's showing them here, Jack's stopping the switch, and Cutler's providing the cover here. Just watch how Leo attacks this space in a second, which is the picture that we've been working on two or three weeks ago. So really good picture, and we stop them from playing around us, which is fantastic. Okay, now aggression on the press is probably how and what we should have been in this picture here. So off this throw in, actually, Jacko, could you be sort of covering these three players here by just being a little bit higher? Because if you're higher, you can attack this one, or this one if they get the ball. I think that's really important to try and recognise, and actually how everybody else is, because the only thing we want to stop here is the switch. We want to force them wide. So can we stop the switch from happening? Now they create a little bit of chaos for us here. Now, if you think about that picture on this side that we've just had, we had Leo that was stepping into this player here. So Will, if you look at this picture here, we're going to have three players back against two attackers. So we've got Ollie, we've got Leo, and we've got Beardsy back. So your role here, as we know fullbacks should be on this man here, stepping in front. What happens as a result of not stepping in that picture is that we're not allowing these players to recover into their correct positions because we switched it. So actually the first thing is stop the switch. Now, how can we react? So the midfielder sliding over. So pitch geography is actually looking okay. If you look at where Jamie is in relation to the thirds, he's probably occupying... Gosh, I'm not no Jamie Carragher doing this, am I? You know, if you look at Jamie, his positioning and geography, so we're making the pitch compact. However, we just haven't been able to recover and stop these stop the attack from coming down this line. And a picture that we saw a lot here is this ball over the top into this space. So it's just really interesting how this picture changes within seconds. So just watch Ollie Taylor here. So no danger here, and are actually touch tight. So we talk about protecting the space. There's actually, if it comes into feet here, that's absolutely fine, because we've got Will in this position that can put a pressure on, and then Ollie, you can react to that pressure. What we can't react to is the ball over the top here, because we're too touch tight. So within a second, look how this picture changes. Okay, the picture changes that they're all ready. So look at the direction of the players in this picture. This player's moving, this player's moving, yeah, but we're not. Okay, Ollie's reacting to the picture that he's seen, but Will and Leo aren't reacting to that picture. And as it happens, look how that game changes within 2 or 3 seconds. It's quite scary, isn't it, to think this was an attack within, what, 2 minutes of the game? We have to be better. Thankfully, Beards is able to dictate, and then we're able to play out with some really, really neat play. Love this pass here. Love this passing phase here. And if you think about that, play that we were working on in training, this is exactly that picture of that ball through, that penetrating pass through to play off the fullback in between the fullback and the central defender. Now, the interesting thing here, and I am going to be overcritical, because that's my job, is could we have delayed this pass a little bit longer and played that one through there for Jamie? So could Jamie have ran onto it through that second gap there? Now, just imagine how this game plays out if that goes into that zone, because if it goes into this gap, Jamie gets on the ball about here, and that's a very different position from a shooting opportunity. So whilst we want them, the opposition, to play out wide, actually they want the same from us here, and they did it loads and loads and loads. They forced Jamie wide. So how can we get the ball into the middle zone for Jamie? The really good picture here for me, though, is just where Jacko is. So look at the players that Jacko's occupying to create this little 1v1 battle between Jamie and the centre back, which is fantastic. So just a little bit from me from being critical. Jamie's fantastic. I mean, he had yet another absolutely world class day playing this back in. The other picture that I just want us to recognise here is, look at Jack's options here. So I'd say Jack has 0 options, not even a shooting opportunity. So again, me being overcritical, who can be? Harrison, you should have been the pullback here, and Freddie, could you have been a little bit more vocal with maybe the turn and the pass into this zone? Hughesy, I really like your position as a wide striker. When we're in the box, you should absolutely be in the geography of that far post. So love the fact that you're within that far post geography there. So well done. Really, really good picture from you, Hughesy. But again, we worked the shot, and it's unfortunate. So well done. Clip 1, really, really positive. Clip 2 for me is, again, if we look at that picture there, there's a pass on, okay? And Jack's position is fantastic. And I know, Freddie, if you could have, you would have played this. You delay the pass, and then unfortunately we lose it. Now look at our reactions here. Love how we react. Okay, so our first transition from being in possession to out of possession is really strong. We've got the ball back really well. Now, can we retain the ball here would be the first challenge. So Will T, can we retain the ball? Okay, so we now lose it. and we've lost the ball from in possession to out of possession. Now look at the recovery of Will Thomas here. So Will Thomas, I'm going to point you out here, and look at Hughesy as well. Now these two are in this position. This just made my day. So look at Will Thomas absolutely dogging it to get back, and Hughesy, look at Hughesy's big strides. Hughesy actually recovers here to be the cover, which is just phenomenal. I mean, just think about where that ball started to where Hughesy was. And I'll explain something in a minute, because I was going to moan at Hughesy for not being in the box, but he's just absolutely ran his socks off to get back. This play here, the combination play, is world class, boys, and that pressure to get out of these situations is just unreal. I love the depth. I love the way that we're happy to play backwards. Yeah, Ollie's the pivot now, which, Oliver in a pivot role is fantastic. He's, right foot, left foot, receiving left foot. And then that picture again that we see 1,000 times. So there's me thinking, when I watched this game back and I watched it in isolation, I'm like, Hughesy, why aren't you in the box? Forgetting that he's just ran like 100 yards to get back into the box in the first place, or sprinted. So context is wonderful in football. So, and he's still putting a massive shift in to get in there. He knows it as well. Look, I don't know if you saw his reaction. You know that, Hughesy, but you don't need me to tell you, mate. Absolutely fantastic in this game. Yet again, you were great. So watch Jacko dictate here. So the couple of things, Jacko's dictating. Look how we're like the red arrows here. I'm going to switch to the red colour just for this. So just look at our shape here. This is, oh gosh, this is just fantastic that we're all directing into this player here, aren't we, as well? We know exactly where this ball's going, and guess who's ready to pounce here as well. It's just a fantastic picture, and I think if we could have replicated this on the other side, we probably would have been 5 or 6-0 in this game. I'll talk about that in a moment, but Leo's press here, absolutely phenomenal. If you think about what if you flick back to a couple of weeks ago in the Warsaw game, we spoke about that and we worked on it in training the next week, and look at the pictures we're now creating. So Leo, absolutely fantastic, mate. Just goes to show what a sponge you are for information, and visual learning's really, really important. So again, could we be higher on that pass through? And we could have stopped that switch from going across. Now look what happens when the switch goes across now. So really nearly a goal. So we've got to identify here on these throw-ins where our positions are. So we're actually showing them back, which is fine, but we've got to stop that. We've got to stop that press. We've got to stop that switch, because this team weren't a bad team. They were really, really good. Actually probably the best team that we've beaten without a doubt. But could Jacko, you be occupying this space here instead of this space? Harrison, could you be higher? And Jamie, probably in the right place again. But Jacko, be higher to stop that switch. If we stop that switch, we stop the attack. Okay. And the last part of this clip. So again, sorry, just on that step in here. If Tomo, if you're higher onto this man here, getting ready to step in like Leo was. Freddie Stevens, we should be blocking this passing channel here. Hughesy, you're showing them out wide, which is the right thing to do, and Cutler's busting a gut to get over. This is why we've got to stop that switch in the first place. Sort of creates a little bit of panic for us, like what happens to the oppositions when we switch. So now look, we've got Freddie Stevens out of position in this, and also Cutler out of position. I'd probably expect Cutler here and Freddie Stevens about in this space here. So it creates a picture that is quite prevalent throughout the course of the game. This left hand, sorry, this left-hand side, don't know what happened there, this left-hand side attack. So they switched the play. And can we stop that? Ball goes wide. And if we can dictate him wide instead of letting him come in there. And then the final part of this is, can we beat Beards' cover here, Leo? Because if you look at where the danger is, the danger's at the back here. So we always say, can your body see? Can you see everything with your shoulder position? So if you're in this space, here, and your shoulders are pointing, and you can see this way and this way, you'll be able to see this man and this man here. So think about your body and how it can see all the game. At the moment, you're doing a typical ball watching body position. So open those shoulders up, look what's around you, and trust me, if you do that, then you'll be able to pounce and stop that ball from going into those individuals. Okay, similar position. Jacko here, though, steps across. So don't underestimate this little step in here. And then look at Leo. Absolutely fantastic. Just because you don't win the ball, Leo, doesn't mean that you're not successful. Look how high up the pitch we win this ball back. Probably should have scored there. I was going to remove the word probably. We should have scored there. Great pull back, great picture. It's just everything that we've been working on in that clip there. Then love how we don't actually go diving in here. We allow them to make the mistake. So well done. Really, really good clip. Really positive in possession and out of possession. Okay, so let's just pull this one back. Okay, so really good variation from Freddie Stevens on that pass through. Jamie cuts that switch off. Love that. Don't underestimate what Jamie does here to stop this switch. So stop the switch, steps in, and we know, I mean, look how that game changed then. Let's just watch that. Just watch these players coming in here. Look at them. Just unreal. Unreal, boys. So we win the ball back in this zone so many times. And just think, how can we replicate that on the other side of the pitch? Great delay by Cutler on that pass. And look at that penetrative pass from Freddie. Really good cutback. The intent's there. Not bothered by the execution. The intent's there. And then we forced the corner. So just a really good out of possession, transition, in possession. And the bit that I really like in this clip is just look how we force them. So if you wanted any evidence that you can dictate when you are out of possession, this is it. This is it. So Jamie's there. We know the play. We know where it's going. And bang. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. And we get into the box. Really good switch there, Leo, through Cutler. I love how you go through. So it's really interesting, isn't it? Because you probably would have played that pass on a Sunday, but this is the 100% ball, and then that's 100% ball. That to me is a 50-50 ball, because lots can happen if you play that pass. This is 100%, that's 100% ball. And the way that Cutler just lets the game play out in front of him and doesn't force the pass is phenomenal. Great movement from all of you. So good to watch. So good to watch. Let's get to the next highlight. Okay, so next highlight for me is a couple of things. So first one here, we're under, just put this into perspective here, right? So before we receive the ball, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in this zone of the pitch here versus 1. And we play ourselves into trouble here because, Oliver, you play this pass into Leo, when actually, if you think about all the Premier League games, they go straight back to the goalkeeper when they're in danger. But in this situation, Beards is as good as the goalkeeper, if not better, because he's higher up the pitch and we know that his creativity on the ball is fantastic. So we play Leo into danger here. Okay, so now look at this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, and we've gone from a 4v1 in our favour. We've gone from that 4v1 in our favour to a 4v1 in their favour within seconds. Now, I still think Leo, I still think there's the pass on to Beardsy here. Got to be honest, I still think that's the ball. I still do. 100% that's the ball there to calm the game down, for us to relax, and actually for us to play this switch on here. But we dealt with what we dealt with, and then look how we just get into trouble here. And you know, if you look at that pause picture there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I know Hughes is going to probably get goal side there, but in that picture, that player's ahead of Hughes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 5, and we've gone from a 4v1 in our favour. This is the stuff that's going to get us into trouble in games, and we need to recognise it. We've got probably the best ball players in the game in our centre-back and goalkeeper. So let's just get them on the ball. Let's get the game settled down. Let them come to us and draw them out. And Leo, well done using your body in that position to regain possession. Absolutely fantastic. So, bit of learning there. We weren't perfect in this game, but it was really, really good nevertheless. Just want to recognise Tomo here. Now, Tomo had a blinder. I know a lot of the clips are about improvement in this right-hand zone, but I'm going to highlight Tomo. I'm just going to start this clip again. Just watch Tomo here. So Tomo's leading. Look at his communication. Yeah, look at his communication. Absolutely fantastic here. He recognises it. Notice there's nobody goes. He goes. Now, he doesn't need to make the tackle. So first thing is blocking the passing channel off to the corner man. Now just watch how he dictates. Steals. Now watch this pass. Just simple bob off. Now the game changes. Look how our transition is here, boys. And fair play to you, because we haven't really worked on transition. We've worked on in and out of possession phases, but the transition's fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2. I think there's a player further back. So we've got the numerical advantage here. It's absolutely fantastic that we've recognised this. So a great penetrating pass. Hughesy with his dribble. Now, I'm going to be a bit critical here, like it is my job too. So look how... What do we all think about our positions here? What do we think about our 3 attacking players' positions? And actually, look at... I know we play for the pullbacks, but in this situation, just look if the ball comes across here. And that to me is as good as that to me is a pullback. So Jacko's doing a great job, because if you think about what we've asked Jack to do in training last week, it was about drawing the players out to create space for others. But I do think Jamie, Harrison, you should be in these positions. Yeah, I've got higher expectation of you two over anybody else in the squad, and I think that you can be more visual to see that. Or Harrison, can you actually be telling your teammates where they want it? And then we get another chance here, and actually Harrison's getting in that position, but it's too slow. Can we still be in these spaces here for that ball into what we call the corridor of uncertainty between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box? I think, you know, that's probably going to be our one of our aims over the next week. But Jamie, what a pullback from Hughesy. And yeah, we should score, but do you know what? If anybody sees, I'm going to zoom out here actually. Where's me? Watch me and or was it a couple of seconds earlier? It might have been a couple of seconds earlier. But me and Smithy celebrate this like a goal. I've got to show you boys, because this is the stuff that matters in this team. Sorry, excuse me. This is the stuff that matters in this team. So yeah, I'll zoom out, which means Smithy here. So if you boys think that we are all about the goals, think again, boys, because that was the picture. Me and Smithy are all about the pictures. We're not bothered about the goals. That is what these things mean to me and him. We're not bothered about the outcomes. We just want the intent. So, you know, I think that goes to show the man love that me and Smithy have for each other when we see those pictures. It's fantastic. So their goal, purposely let that one run, because I think it's really important for us to think about how many warnings we had in this picture to this point. So the purpose of me showing so many pictures on that left hand side of their attack, so our right hand of defence, is actually we forced them this side, but they attacked us on the other. Just really, really interesting. I mean, we've got to do better at dictating in these zones. So I'll do a couple of pause points. So now they're going to switch. Can we be quicker getting across? So if we look at our starting positions here, we're probably all too high. So too high being we're not impacting, and we're Hughesy, I'm actually happy with, because you're checking your shoulder, so you know that. But could Will T be higher to stop this man? And Cutler, you're sliding over. Harrison, you're sliding over. And Jamie, you're sliding over. Jacko, could you be more impactful about trying to get behind the ball here? But, you know, just look how we let them play. This isn't what we do, boys. This isn't the level that we play to. So we're letting them play. We're not dictating. So in this situation, could Freddie be in front of his man here to stop that ball so it goes out wide? You're ready, Tomo, to step in, which I like. But then we allow it to get to that man instead of stepping in. I mean, this ball's a good ball. But if we look at this picture, on the other side, we've got Harrison that would be there. And Jamie that would be in this space here, sort of dictating, and Leo stepping in. And that's what let us down in this situation. Cutler, could we be guarding this space as well? And Oliver, I suppose protecting the space down here is key, especially if you see Will T stepping in. But look, you're still only very young footballers. I'm not too bothered about these things. I'm going to call Beardsy. This is probably the only time that I've ever called you out on these clips. How could you stop here to show him? So no doubt this player's right-footed, right? So if he's right-footed, we want him down here. Yeah, we want him down here. So, and having a shot against Mickey is basically just a free pass for us for you know, a restart at the keeper, isn't it? So if we send him wide here, so look at your direction of travel here. This player's done you. He cuts in, and then he gets his goal. So think about how you can actually block him from coming in. Other than that, I think it was a pretty flawless game from you. And that's the goal again. Okay, I'll show this one in a second actually, because I want to show the goal. Okay, so with this one, I really like this because Jack, look how compact we are here. Look at the red arrow here. That is exactly what I want to be seeing from you boys. You know, this is a fantastic picture. Freddie's higher, Harrison's deep, Jamie's in the geography of the pitch. Look where, it's probably just a bit wider, but look where Jamie is in the geography of the pitch. It's fantastic to see that picture. There's no point in pressing there. Now you're stopping the switch, which is fantastic. Yeah, look at where we're all blocking the passing channels too. We've got Hughesy showing him out wide. We've got Cutler in a deep position, and Tomo, can you step forwards here? So for me, that's where Tomo should be, on that point of contact there. Okay, so Hughesy, when you're on that side, you need to be instructing that. So you're showing him there. I want you pointing and directing where you want the press to come from. Because if you look here, there's no problems. We've got 3 against 1 player. We've got to stop that ball from going in there. We've got to stop that ball from getting into that man. And that's the picture that we haven't necessarily seen. But of course, Beards has picked up the cover then. And a free shot. I thought Mickey was fantastic in this game. I never show Mickey's highlights, so I should just do a reel for Mickey. Comment below if you want a Mickey reel. Now, moments of magic in a game. Everybody's entitled to a moment of magic. And this is fantastic. I suppose it's Jacko, you do what Mrs. Adlington does really well, and that's make something out of nothing. Don't tell your mum, Harrison. And parents, don't message Mrs. Adlington saying that I'm joking about her in these clips. But Jacko, you make something out of nothing. So well done with your press here. Win the ball back. And I actually think you're taking it too far here, too deep. But what a finish. What a finish. And, you know, there's just something extra special about Jack scoring. With the journey he's had over the last 12 months. So fantastic that he gets these individual goals for a team that he absolutely loves. You know, if anybody wants to know what it means to Jack, this team, just ask him. But fantastic to see him get a goal. Absolutely marvellous. So well done, dude. Right, as I said, I'm just going to let the last 5 minutes of the game play out, because I think it's really important that you boys see. How can I get these up? Get that off. Event tag's gone. I think it's really important that you boys see. Should we have a look at the penalty? Was it a penalty or not? Was it a penalty or not? So let's just look at this build-up play. So I think this is Oliver Taylor in that CDM position was fantastic. So Cutler wins the ball back. Cutler was fantastic at centre-back as well, so calm on the ball. Just look at how Ollie Taylor, in a second. Just let that play out. Yeah, here we go. So interesting that they attack down their right to our left, and we win the ball back, which is fantastic. I think this is when the penalty happens. So yeah, it's their throw-in. This is poor planning from me, so sorry. Oh yeah, the angry man gives a foul. So Oliver Taylor gets on the ball. Great play by Mickey to find him. Simple pop off to Harrison. And then we get that. Oh no, he misses it there. Sorry, it's not that one, it's the next one. So Oliver gets on the ball again. And win the ball back and starts celebrating. Here we go. So they win the ball. Oliver gets it, pops it off. And then there's the picture. I think it's a penalty. The ref did anyway. What's it matter? And then captain, Rabona, Harrison. Didn't see what technique it was in the end. I don't know if it was a Rabona or not. Yeah, it was a Rabona, wasn't it? Right, last 5 minutes. Let's have a look. Let's just play the game out. Right. So sound on. Last 5 minutes of the game. Forcing the shot out wide. Love that. Don't underestimate. Slowing the game down here helps. Okay. Don't mind that variation either, Mickey. Well done for covering. Putting pressure on from behind. Not forcing them out wide. Not forcing them into the tackle. And they make their own mistake, and it's a goal kick. So I think if you look at how we set up on the goal kicks here, we actually set up. My confusing messages. I need to learn how to be calm on the sidelines a little bit more. But actually, so can we be narrower here? So when I said to the centre backs, can we be higher? Stay in the box, but can we be narrower, which then brings the fullbacks into where you boys are. That's the picture that I wanted in this situation. So it just takes the pressure away that if we lose the ball, we're not wide open. So just think about how we can manage that a little bit better. But I love the fact that Mickey's still playing it short, and that's the difference, Mickey, and you over the last probably 6 weeks is you know that ball's the best option. So love that penetrative pass as well. Unlucky Will for trying to get onto it. Quickly. So they want to play quickly. So if you think about our positions here, yeah, we don't react quick enough. So we're not bothered about them. We're not bothered about them getting the ball here. We're bothered about them getting the ball here. So just let them play, let them have it in that zone. It goes over us. We've got 2 men out the game. 2 men out the game already. We've got to be better. Well done, Jacko, for impacting. And Jamie just holding that ball up. I know he gave it away, but holding that ball up is so important. Well done, Leo, for making the pitch narrow.
Hold it up, Jade! Second ball! Jack, can you hold that ball up as well?
Showing them wide. Well done, Beardsy. Love that. So that's that bit that I know it was a fantastic save, but Beardsley runs across here. Now, he forces his shot, so look at his movement in, and then he pulls back. So the player has to go into that channel. The player has to go into this channel here. And that's fantastic. So just that angle change allows Mickey to make the save. So if you know, it was a great save, no doubt about it, but Beards is creating that angle for the amazing save. And Will here, unreal, unreal. Just to take that, so just watch Will again off this corner. So he stops that ball going back over to the corner, wins the ball, and then the play's all over him because he's frustrated. And you all absolutely love that. Don't know if any of you watch rugby, but when the team win the scrum and win a penalty off rugby, that's the type of reaction. So love the fact that you're celebrating those special moments, boys. Fantastic. And Mickey, I know 4 weeks ago that would have gone long. So well done, mate. Fantastic that you're playing, even under this pressure. You're still playing. You're playing our game. Love that, Leo. It's just the picture. It's just picture perfect, isn't it? And look, we're nearly on the attack in the last minutes of the game. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure 2 hands warrants a free kick. But yeah, vital seconds in the game. Look at our reactions again. Can we get behind the ball? Jacko, Jamie. Yeah, I know we've had no subs and it's late. They're going to go over us. So there's 2 things that we could have done in this situation. We could have put 5 at the back, or we could stop the ball at source from going over the top. So just look at our pitch geography here about how narrow our back 4 are. So we'll use is our we've just switched Yuzi and Will around. So Yuzi and Leo. If you look at our pitch geography, we're so compact in the middle. I know Will's out here as being the right winger. But we're so compact. We're forcing them to play over us, which is fantastic in the last minutes, especially when you've got defenders that can recognise that now. So, well done. I'm not going to say anything about a long ball, boys. I'm not going to get excited about it. Let's not play that game. But we're getting to their box, even though we're on the defence. Tomo again, mate. Great engine. Look at that picture again, boys. If you think about the difference on the 2 sides, that is it. Well done, Leo. Fantastic. That player absolutely hated you. I don't know if you heard him in the first half, but he was effing and jeffing in front of us. So Leo, well done. Frustrated them to the hilt. Make it compact again. And Jamie just takes the sting out of the game. Fantastic. I don't know why Leo's not taking the throw-ins here. Anybody answer on a postcard? Leo, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Can you play off Jamie's? Use it up. Go. There you go. That's where it's going.
Force them back. Force them back. No press here. Okay. So the reason why I'm shouting no press here, and parents, you were forcing the press here. We've got to stop this. We don't need to go and do that. You don't need to go and do that, Jacko here. Don't press it. Don't press it. Because that you just stop that ball going through if you stay there. He's got to go long, which is what we want. So we've got to stay calm in these situations, boys. Keep doing all the things that you've been doing in the game. Don't let the moment get to you like me.
Leo.
I don't know how this is their free kick, but
Jay! Narrow! Jay, come on!
impact that ball, Jack. Well done. Well done, Jack. Yes. Yes. So, just want to, I can't see him. Why can't I see him? I can't see him now. So, at the end of the game, boys, great humbleness. Yeah, I know you're celebrating. Mickey throwing a missile in there with the ball. But there was lots of players from their side that didn't shake hands, which, you know, it's up to them, right? It's up to them how they play and how they react in those situations. But I thought you were all fantastic in that game. So well done. Great attitude, great execution, great work rate. The pictures on that one side, I think, could be better. And, you know, I'm not going to just call Tomo out for this, because I think Husey, Freddie, Stevens and Cutler, you could be helping more, and Ollie Taylor as well in that centre-back position. We should be seeing these pictures. If you're watching these videos week in, week out, you'll know exactly the type of play that we want in those situations. So just think about how you can improve and get closer to step in. We don't mind the ball over the top. We actually want the ball over the top, but let's put a bit of pressure on that player. I thought our in-possession play was really, really good, but ironically, our transitional play was probably the best I've seen, especially coming from out of possession into possession, about how quickly we got up the pitch. So well done, fantastic play. And my 2 jokes of the week are at the top here, so if any of you are still with us, have a joke about that. Put some comments in below, boys. If you like what you see, let's get some comments in, or if you notice anything in the video that's quite funny, then let's make some gags about it. Right, love you and leave you. See you at training on Thursday. Match day Saturday against Wolves Olympic. If anybody loves Oliver Taylor and Jack in our team, which I know you all do, it's their old team, and you know, playing your old team, you've got to raise it like 200% more. We've all got to raise it 300% more because of those 2 boys that played for them last season. So let's make sure we absolutely bring our game on Saturday. Not just Ollie and Jack, but let's do it for them boys. And also getting our first 3 points at home. Imagine the changing rooms at Albury with 3 points at home. Yeah, I'll bring the champagne, boys. Let's put it on ice. Football's coming home.